Welcome into Bank OZK Arena here in Hot Springs, Arkansas for the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championship. Up next, the 1A Girls Rural Special Lady Rebels 29-4 and the Norfolk Lady Panthers 21-11. Justin Akery alongside Bobby Swafford on the call today, and looking forward to this one. We've had two outstanding games to start state finals competition. We expect another one here today, Bobby. It should be a ton of fun. And if you and I were as familiar with one another as these two teams are, buddy, we would have been like twin brothers.
There's no question about it. You're talking about a region, the 1A2, that had all four teams in the semifinals. Of course, these two teams, no strangers to one another. This is going to be the fourth meeting between the two. I always talk about how tough it is to beat a team a third time. Well, forget about it if you're playing four times.
No doubt about it. Well, obviously, you know, Norfolk and Rural Special know each other well, as you mentioned. We can go through the bracket here now and see how we got here, and I'll let you do that, but then we'll kind of outline their meetings. Obviously, the familiarity, they say, breeds contempt, right? So we'll see if these two teams actually dislike each other or not once we get going.
Yeah, anytime you're playing each other so many times, you're talking about December 7th, January 29th, and just 13 days ago in the regional semifinals, they met. The first one was won by Norfolk way back in December, but the last two went to Rural Special, including 48-25 in the regional. So you know Norfolk was to come out and prove that was just a fluke.
Well, they say she who laughs last laughs best, and Norfolk actually got the first one of the meetings between these two teams, 61-51, but lost the last two, and the most recent one 13 days ago, 48-25 in the 1A Region 2 tournament. So, again, you maybe see some growth there by Rural Special over the season to a 29-4 record. Luke Cornett, their head coach, and Will Stewart leading the Lady Panthers on the court today. Cornett, interesting story, and he's not the only coach in this situation, even in 1A. That leads his team to a state title in his first year. So it's an interesting deal that this is his first year here. Came here in May, leads his team to a state championship game and maybe a title here today.
Yeah, Norfolk really came into the state tournament not playing all that well. They lost 4 of their last 5 games before the state tournament hit, but of course we all know if you're playing well at the right time, that's all that matters. They got hot here in the state tournament and got a chance to cap it off with the title.
Well, let's look at a couple of our key players here. Kylie Allman, who you're seeing right now, a sophomore guard, 12 points in that semifinal game. We're about to have our national anthem, so we'll take a moment here. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back in just a moment, continue on with pregame here in this 1A state title game.
Arkansas PBS is a place where everyone can see themselves, where everyone can find themselves, where everyone can be a part of something bigger than themselves.
For students, it's always more fun to include the arts when you're learning. I mean, just to have expression, to see different forms of entertainment, it always just makes it more fun. And when I heard that my mother was recording different sections that teachers were going to see, where it kind of showed her intersection between the arts and education, I was excited for the students who will get to use it in their classrooms.
To target their talent and tenacity toward the top for today and tomorrow.
Poetry is something that exists beyond the page and also on the stage. And so I was so happy that they followed young poets, saw the value in it, and wanted to document it.
That's why everybody in the school tried to remain calm, but inside there was no inner calm. While the classroom doors were locked, we were on lockdown.
Arkansas PBS is a seed that grows into a tree that branches out into fruit that can feed the world.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it. At Big Red Stores, we're always proud to sponsor, support, and partner up with many events and activities throughout the community. Among them, high school championships throughout the state of Arkansas. At Big Red Stores, our team members are always ready to assist you to make your visit with us a pleasant one. And at Big Red Stores, we recognize that none of our support or ability to serve the community is possible without you. That's why at Big Red Stores, you're always the MVP of the Big Red team. Big Red Stores, now more convenient than ever.
Hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. Let me see it bounce, 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 bounce.
Before our break, we mentioned Kylie Allman, the sophomore, 5'8", who led Norfolk to a victory against Westside Greers Ferry in the semifinal, 54-48. She had 12 in the game. And for the Rural Special Lady Rebels, Abby Linville scored 16 of her 25 in the final quarter in helping her team to a narrow victory over Viola, 56-53. So battle tested, we talked about it. They played in that tough conference all year. The 1A2, 4 semifinalists from that conference, leading here to our 2 teams reaching the state final, and we can go through the starting lineups now. Linville, a starter at 5'4" senior. Gabby Welch, 5'5", another senior, and Bailey Perry, another senior in the starting lineup at 5'7". Then 2 underclassmen, Brinley Morgan at 5'6", and Kylan Stevens, a 5'8" sophomore. For Norfolk, it's Mesa Beavers, a 5'1" senior. Liza Shaddy, freshman who had a double-digit performance, 10 points against Westside Greers Ferry in the semis. Kylie Maines, a 5'5" junior. Hannah Bryant, the 6'4" post. She is a senior, looking to go out the right way. She will be a tough handle inside. And Kylie Alman, we mentioned, who had a big game in the semis, a 5'8" sophomore. So both these teams are going to have some talent returning next year, Bobby, but certainly focused on this state championship at hand.
Yeah, as you reeled off the starting lineup there, the question is, how does Rural Special handle Hannah Bryant inside? 6'4", don't have anywhere near the size to match up in the paint. So if they can get her going, keep her out of foul trouble, Norfolk's going to work it in through number 24.
Well, here at Bank OZK Arena, capacity set at 3,000 seats in this 6,000-seat facility, and they are not using the upper deck very effectively, but you know, you made a great point, too. When you look across the way from us, you've got a lot of red. You've got 2 red and white teams squaring off here, and it's kind of an interesting layout here. But the Lady Panthers will be in the whites with the red numerals, and on the flip side, Rural Special, the Lady Rebels in their red unis with the white numerals.
You know, the one thing we really got to pay attention to, Justin, is how the feeling out process. We've seen the nerves creep into the account so many times here at the state championship game. Game number 1 today was a prime example of that between Northside and Fayetteville. Both offices really struggle. We'll see who can settle in first.
Well, easily won the tip, did Rural Special, and they will have the first opportunity here. And it was kind of funny, a wry smile there as Kylan Stevens
not a strong effort there.
Yeah, met Bryant at midcourt. Excuse me, Norfolk wins the opening tip, but so a pretty easy effort there, and they kind of smiled at each other as if to say, look, we all know how this one's going to go. Norfolk goes into the post, back outside, nearly throw it away and do. So a turnover there, an unforced error, really an inefficient first possession offensively for the Lady Panthers. It'll go back now to Rural Special, their first offensive possession, and bringing it up the court will be Linville, who we talked about was such a key cog for them. 16 of her 25 in the final quarter in that semifinal victory.
Yeah, it took down Viola, who was in the state championship game a year ago. So as you mentioned it, battle tested. Now we've got to see if they can figure out this 2-3 zone of Norfolk.
And there's a foul early on. And that is, yeah, that went against Liza Shaddy, I believe. Yeah, on the reach-in. Good inbound play to no avail. But a second attempt here for the Lady Rebels after the miss inside. Good shot, though. They got a good opportunity and going right at the post player, Hannah Bryant. Now they'll back it out and reset.
You got to wonder how much the size from Bryant affected that shot, because it looked to be a good, clean look. Just rushed it a bit.
Linville gets it to Perry, who has it knocked away. Corralled by Gabby Welton. Now they'll, again, reset against that zone.
Good reminder for those who watched the first 2 games. The 6A is the only classification with a shot clock.
Yeah.
So no shot clock for the remainder of the state championship games over the next few days. Hopefully that's going to be a thing of the past coming next year.
Patient possession this time, and a travel by Linville. Feet going a little faster than they needed to there, and she turns it over. And so Norfolk will try to open the scoring here with 6:29 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, the feeling out process. Both teams turned it over on their possession, even though Norfolk able to give up the offensive board, though.
So the Lady Panthers now will try to open the scoring. Again, both teams, as you mentioned, this is like a prize fight. A few jabs being thrown here. Kind of moving around the ring, just trying to settle in. No haymakers thrown yet. Beavers back up top. Kylie Mays feeds it inside. Dribbling through the defense is Alman, and then she'll fire a shot and miss. Cleared away by Perry for the Lady Rebels.
It's just so big, Justin, for confidence to watch that first ball go through the net. as we're still scoreless more than 2 minutes into it.
Yeah, Welch nearly knocks down a three-pointer there off the back of the iron, and it'll go the other way with 5:43 to go, still scoreless. And you saw a tough shooting day in the 6A girls final, and off to a slow start here. Haven't seen them try to feed the post here yet. Hannah Bryant still staying outside the lane, leaning on her counterpart, but not really working for position. Now she wants the ball moved, and they will shoot it from outside instead. Long rebound, right back out to Beavers. Shot up on the offensive second possession there.
You can see Kylan Stevens, number 31 for Rural Special, just leaning on Bryant, trying to keep her out of the lane.
Foul on the senior Bailey Perry. So again, slow start. There's the inbound of the right wing. Alman picks up her dribble, now gives it away to Beavers. Beavers looking at the sideline for the call. Will Stewart signaling it in, and there's another turnover, and Rural Special gets the steal and draws the foul.
Yeah, bad pass there, just right at her feet, couldn't handle it, and turned the basketball over, and the
compound the mistake there as Alman commits the foul, and
it's the double dip that coaches what they absolutely hate. And one, they hate turnovers, and two, cheap fouls, and both happen to the Lady Panthers.
Beavers to the bench. Keely Blanchard, a 5'10 freshman in the game. Lanky up top of that zone that they've been running exclusively so far. Kick to the corner, three-pointer up and down. And finally, we get some scoring here as Bailey Perry, the senior, knocks down a corner three to put Rural Special up 3-0.
And one thing you got to pay attention to is Norfolk's already made a couple substitutions. Rural has only 3 players on their bench as Norfolk turns it over again. But so depth could be an issue, but again, they've played all season long with just these 8 players.
Yes.
And here they are in Hot Springs.
So only 4:35 remaining here in the first quarter, and we have a timeout on the floor. Rural Special leading it 3-0.
You got to settle in if you're Norfolk. You've turned it over 3 times now. You've only had, 3 possessions, I believe. You got to settle in your offense. You're only down 3. Nothing's lost yet. You got to be able to settle the nerves and try to get into your offense and try to get it into Hannah Bryant.
Yeah, I think a lot of nerves for both sides, Bobby, and just neither team looking very comfortable. Short time out here. Norfolk will come back out after the quick breather and get back to work here on the defensive end. And we'll see if they try to materialize the advantage inside with Hannah Bryant at 6'4". Haven't really gone to her yet. As we mentioned, they tried to reverse the ball last time down, and instead of working it in, they put up a shot. Still looking for something offensively. So Linville will continue to run the point for the Lady Rebels. Crossover dribble, drive into the paint, shot blocked, and a heck of a play there. Blanchard recovering, and the 5'10 freshman with those long arms able to knock that away. Well done.
Yeah, we've talked about the size advantage that Bryant has. It's really up and down the roster. And Norfolk's got tremendous size up and down the lineup. See how much that's a factor, especially on the glass as this game progresses.
Near steal at midcourt. Blanchard really doing a nice job defensively and giving Linville fits as well. Well, I can't imagine being a freshman in a state championship setting and the kind of nerves you're trying to deal with. But so far, so good for the freshman, Keely Blanchard. There's another short miss inside off the front of the rim. And Norfolk an opportunity with some transition here. 4-on-3 if they push it. And instead they'll pull it out and reset.
Nice job by Norfolk to force the tough 15-footer. That's a defensive recipe for success.
Now they go to the post, and it's stolen away from behind. Excellent heads-up play there by Perry, sneaking around behind Bryan and ripping it away. Rural Special trying to add to a 3-0 lead. There's a feed into the paint, floater up short, and that time Bryant couldn't move her feet to get out to it, so the Lady Rebels able to keep it alive, and they'll get another offensive possession with 3.5 minutes to play in this first quarter, leading by a triple.
That last turnover is indicative of seeing a team so many times. You know Bryant's moves, power to the rim, able to sneak in behind and get that steal, as you mentioned.
3:15 left here in the first quarter. Lady Rebels up 3-0 in a low-scoring affair out of the gate. Both teams trying to shake off some nerves. Brinley Morgan out front, working with Linville. Now Linville driving in the paint against a whole lot of help inside. Bryant swats it away, but the Lady Rebels get it back, force another shot. Linville with the corner shot, no good. Another offensive rebound. Lady Rebels doing work on the offensive glass. It was a nice block a moment ago by Bryant, but Norfolk couldn't secure the ball, and so Rural Special continuously getting shots up here.
6 offensive rebounds in the first 5.5 minutes of this contest already for Rural Special.
Linville off a high screen, right hand dribble to the elbow, and there's a turnover. Norfolk going the other way. Shaddy gets it up to Alman. Into the paint, back out. Shaddy, pull-up jumper at the elbow, and finally Norfolk breaks through. 3-2. Lead cut to 1.
A nice job by Shaddy. Recognized that no defender was within 10 feet of her. Takes a couple steps in. It's an easy 15-footer.
Short corner jumper airballed by Kylan Stevens. Stepped out away from Bryant. Had a really good look there and just airballed it. Like she had her feet set, shoulders square. Just misfired. Under 2 to play here in the first quarter. Another drive in the paint and a reach in that time. And that foul is going to be on Linville on the reach in. Timeout on the floor. Rural Special up 3-2 with 1:51 remaining in the first quarter. You're watching the 1A State Championship game brought to you by Centennial Bank on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Now, more than ever, community is important. Local schools, businesses, and charities are in need of support. Each one of us can make a difference. When you volunteer, give, shop locally, or simply participate, you help support and grow your community. It makes us all stronger when we all are involved. I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. We're proud to be a part of this wonderful community and want to encourage each of you to be involved in yours.
This month in Passport on the PBS Video app, your on-demand library for the best of PBS.
We just went back to Africa.
I have to say I'm forever changed.
If you're exploring with an adventurer's heart, you'll always find something interesting to be excited about.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS Video app.
Support your team and join the basketball conversation on social media. Just use the hashtag ARPBS Sports to get into that conversation. And right now we're talking Justin, a Rural Special struggling from the field, just 1 of 10 to start.
Yeah, cold start for sure, and really both teams not exactly lighting it up. For Norfolk, it's really been a lack of opportunity. Only 1 of 3. They've only had 3 field goal attempts. Finally knocked one down a moment ago, and we'll see if that leads to more. They have the ball here, down 1, a chance to go in front with 1:40 left to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, turnovers have been the issue in this first quarter for Norfolk.
Skip pass to the freshman. Into the paint she goes. Floater up, off the glass, good. Keely Blanchard announcing her presence at both ends in the early going here. She's already got a block and now gets a bucket. There's a trap at midcourt. Linville dribbles out of it. Now feeds her teammate. Cross court they go. It's knocked away. And, boy, the Lady Rebels just a little bit quicker to the ball throughout this first quarter. There's a 3 by Morgan. That's in and out. And a rebound down low, pulled away by Maines.
Good rotation defensively to deflect those passes, but as you mentioned, the Rural Specialist has that extra step to get to every loose ball.
There's a drive floater up, partially blocked there. Good job by Perry. Got a piece of it. And with 1 minute to play, Norfolk up 4-3. Rural Special will try a 3 at the other end. Shot up, air ball. No good there by Welch. And Norfolk can add to their lead.
Try to rush that shot just a touch. Didn't get the feet quite set. That went well off the mark.
Norfolk will be content to walk it up here. Alman across the timeline will be met by Morgan. Gets to the left wing. Now the elbow. There goes the freshman. Back to work. Blanchard up. She draws the foul. Perry contesting, but got some arm. And so a couple of free throws upcoming now for Keely Blanchard, the 5'10 freshman. We talked about youngsters just in the starting lineup who are going to be back. I mean, you got Liza Shaddy, who's a freshman, and now Keely Blanchard, who likely, you would think, from what we're seeing here today, if she knocks down the free throw, will be part of that starting lineup next year after you see a couple of upperclassmen graduate.
I thought that was a nice job by Norfolk to kind of clear Bryant to one side. The defense follows her. That allowed Blanchard to get to the paint, draws the foul, she knocks down both.
Boy, she didn't play like a freshman. 2 smooth-looking free throws there, extends the Norfolk lead to 6-3. They have scored 6 unanswered. There's another turnover, chance at a run out. 2-on-2. All the way in, layup off the glass, up and good. Nice finish by Alman after the steal. She goes coast to coast, and the lead is 5.
8 straight points for Norfolk after giving up that early 3.
Lady Rebels having trouble getting into their offense, and they're going to call a timeout and talk it over. Luke Cornett's seen enough.
There's 14 seconds left in this first half, and Coach Cornett has seen enough. Nice job, though, by Norfolk offensively being able to attack the basket, find the weaknesses in the defense that's really leaning heavily to cover Bryant. And then on the defensive end, Norfolk's turned up the pressure. They're getting killed on the glass, and so now they're extending that pressure defensively and trying to create some things up front.
That was a great job by Alman, too. The steal, and sometimes you'll see players go coast to coast and try to rush it. She really settled into that layup to make sure she concentrated and finished it off. The steal is nice, the bucket's better, and they've only had 6 field goal attempts, but they made half of them. And so you see them up 8-3. On the flip side, 12 shot attempts, only 1 make from the floor for Rural Special. I guess the good news if you're a Lady Rebels fan, it's a 3.
Yeah, and you're only down 5. But it's never a good sign to see the shooting percentage in the single digits. They're shooting 8% right now.
Well, I tell you, the spark has been Kelly Blanchard. It has been a different story since she came into the game. And they have extended that zone out near midcourt. They have clearly made the Lady Rebels uncomfortable offensively.
Gotta let it fly.
There's a drive. Shot up, no good. Rebound by Bryant. And that will end the first quarter. 8-3. Norfolk leads it after 1. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Cherokee Nation, our people, our culture, our history, our future. To learn more, go to visitcherokeenation.com and say hello to the Cherokee Nation.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
John's Honda, your hometown dealer for sales and service of Honda motorcycles, ATVs, Honda generators, and Honda lawnmowers. Family owned and operated since 1967, John's Honda offers factory certified technicians and experienced sales staff.
Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville share the mission of Arkansas PBS to enrich and empower all Arkansans. Community, dignity, respect. That's what Me Banking is all about. More at mebanking.com.
We on that next level. We on that next level.
Arkansas PBS is proud to bring you the high school basketball state finals live, and we're going to be back in May. Baseball and softball finals coming up in a few months.
Rural Special trying to find something offensively. Just 1 basket in the first quarter. They trail 8-3 after 1. They will go inside. Pump fake and a walk. And it was Perry whistled for the turnover there. It's officiating crew today for this 1A girls state final. Robert Stewart, Michael Hatley, and Jason Bridges.
Look for more of that, though, from Rural Special. They turned it over there, but try to get to the interior of the paint. They had some successes.
There's a rip at midcourt going the other way. Morgan all the way in. We talked about it a moment ago. Steal is nice, finish better. And just like that, Rural Special starts their second quarter and ends a drought that lasted about 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, they needed that bucket. Ended in an 8-0 run for Norfolk.
Pass to the right wing. Alman feeds the post. Bryant to the free throw line. There's a driving kick. There goes that spark. Blanchard up and under move. Floater airballed. Ball batted around into the hands of Rural Special. Linville across midcourt. Clears some space against the freshman Blanchard. Left wing 3. Up and good. And a 3-pointer and a big one for Perry from that left wing. And we are knotted up at 8. So a big run for Rural Special here to start the second quarter.
Perry's knocked down both 3-pointers for the Lady Rebels, and you mentioned that's a big start to this period. Get a little confidence going.
Maines will try to answer and does from straightaway 3. Kylie Maines, the 5'5 junior, with the answer to make it 11-8. Norfolk, that's her first bucket.
We've settled in now. Now it's start time to throwing those punches and get some buckets to fall.
Linville backing it out. Again, facing a taller defender, and it has clearly made her uncomfortable. Kick to the right wing. Some long passes. Here comes Morgan. Floater up. She's feeling it. That one's no good. Alman up ahead. Shot off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound. Stick back is good and 1. Nice rebound and a nice stick back for Shaddy, who trailed the play. Blanchard got out in front, couldn't get it to go, but a heads-up play there by Shaddy, and the freshman will go to the free throw line for an and one. Can't get it to go.
Nice job by Shaddy, though, to run the floor, corrals the loose ball rebound, and puts it off the window for a deuce.
13-8, Norfolk. Shaddy now with 4 points. Baseline jumper up, too strong again, and that was Stevens again. Same shot, but from the other side, and she's been a little too strong on both of those short corner jumpers.
Yeah, adrenaline may be pumping a little too much for Stevens as she's 0 for 4 to start this one.
Right wing three again for Norfolk. Long range happening now. Kylie Maines knocks it down, and the Lady Panthers have found the range. And there's a quick foul by Blanchard, a little too aggressive defensively.
Maines has knocked down both triples. And for Norfolk that she's let fly, they're 2 of 4 from distance, and she's got, right now, game high 6.
Perry with 6 of her own on the other side. Linville gives it away. Straightaway three. That one no good. Bryant just reaches over and clears it against Perry. Into the front court. Shaddy to the baseline, floater up and in and out. But an offensive rebound by Shaddy. Her second attempt no good. And Stevens with the clear.
Great rebound there by Shaddy, but you might like to see her pull that out and reset the offense, getting something a little more productive.
Under 5 to play here in the first half, 16-8. Norfolk has Rural Special doubled up. Lady Rebels patient offensively. Linville, tough shot, tried to sell the foul, didn't get it. And the clear by Shaddy, up into the front court. There's a drive to the baseline. Alman pulls up, too strong. Long rebound, Blanchard, follow no good. And Stevens will take it for Rural Special.
It's been 2.5 minutes since Rural Special has put the ball in the basket. 8-0 run.
Good baseline spin move, feed from the free throw line. And finally, Kylan Stevens, the sophomore, finds the range. Didn't like the baseline, loves it from the free throw line. And that good effort in the backcourt there as Brindley Morgan swats it away into the baseline.
Yep, Stevens can be good for the confidence boost there to finally see one go through the net.
Well, she's going to get that baseline jumper. Bryant likes to hang around the basket, won't come out on her, so she should be able to get that short corner jumper on the reg, and there's a foul on a three-pointer, and that will be against Linville. That's a mistake against the three-pointer of Kylie Alman, and now Alman will get 3 free throws. That's a second foul on Linville, too. She is a key cog, obviously, as she starts the offense for this Lady Rebels team. Free throw missed. 16-10 it remains. Norfolk in the lead by 6 with 4:08 remaining.
That's a tough break for Rural Special. You think you're going to make the block from behind. Instead, you send Norfolk to the foul line for 3.
17-10. Lead extended after the make. And Alman, the sophomore guard, makes 2 out of 3. Lead back to 8. Alman has 4. There's a trap at midcourt. Put it up to Perry in the corner. She's trapped. Ball tapped. Good job by Rural Special keeping the possession. Three-pointer air ball by Abby Linville that time.
Is not able to settle in. Rural Special looks to be rushed on every offensive possession and just cannot get the offense working.
3:52 remaining in the first half. 18-10 Norfolk. You're watching the Centennial Bank 1A State Basketball Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
You know, I think sports are really big to a lot of people, and because it's an important part of our fabric in our community. And the one good thing about what I've seen is it's high quality production. You know, you think of the small communities all over Arkansas, it's a big deal that they can turn on the TV or DVR or whatever and know they're going to get a quality product. And so I think it just expands the focus of what PBS is doing. You know, Arkansas PBS is doing a great job, and I think it's part of education.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Is now in session.
Be the first to know what's happening at Arkansas PBS, and you can get the latest sports updates. All you have to do, download the Engage Arkansas PBS app today for exclusive content.
Kylie Allman manning the point here for Norfolk. She'll bring it across, her team leading by 8. 3:44 remaining. Some pressure out near midcourt, gets it away to Keely Blanchard. Back to Allman on the right wing. Shaddy looks inside. Kicks it to the corner. Blanchard thought about it. Now will feed a cutter off the glass. No good with the left hand. Shaddy just missed inside. Good find there by Blanchard, but the assist was blown on the miss. In transition, 3 short. Bryant inside, manning her post, in the post. Doing a nice job clearing away rebounds.
I like what Norfolk's doing offensively. It's really not rushing anything, waiting for the play to unfold. You mentioned the last play, a nice pass on inside, but blew the bunny. They're not going to press anything.
And there's a travel. Keely Blanchard dribbling around, a little unsure of herself, it appeared there. She wasn't sure if she should go at the rim, dribbled to the post. She was looking to give it away, it looked like. And I think if she's aggressive there, she's going to get herself a pretty good look. She's kind of giving herself a bit of a tongue lashing there as she comes back down court. So she's done a nice job for her team overall today. There's a free throw attempt. And again, Kylan Stevens has found the range from 15 feet. She likes the straight-on jumper. She's hit a couple of them after missing a couple of baseline jumpers. There was a near turnover midcourt by Allman. They feed the post. Bryant.
Good look.
Floater off the glass, no good by Blanchard. Second attempt up and no good as well, but Blanchard draws the foul that time and she'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, really nice interior passing post to post. With Blanchard going towards the bucket, she draws the foul. You got to believe that shots at some point is going to have to start falling for Rural Special, and that's a good sign for Stevens, as you mentioned, to knock down the 15-footer.
Well, missed the free throw. Allman did not get her money worth there. That's one where if you're going to foul, make it count. She gets the touch foul. Unfortunately for her, the bucket didn't go. But Blanchard does miss the first free throw, makes the second. And Blanchard, the spark off the bench, adds another her total. She has 5 of her team's 19. 7-point lead for the Lady Panthers.
Norfolk defense starting to stretch it out almost to half court.
Morgan to the baseline. There's a shot up by Perry, missed. Bryant tied up inside, and they will call a jump ball, alternate possession, back to Norfolk.
Still 2:13 left of this first half, but coming up at halftime, it's going to be the Arkansas PBS halftime show with Dorian Kraft. We're going to explore how the Betty Wallace helped pave the way for women's sports and meet Ariel Jefferson from Clarendon High School. All that coming up on the Arkansas PBS halftime show.
Allman throws it away almost across midcourt. Saved by Keely Blanchard. Good hustle by the freshman to save the possession. Under 2 minutes to go, 19-12. Norfolk with the ball and the lead. Blanchard lost the handle inside. Good rip in there by Perry. And coming back the other way, Linville wants to run. Linville all the way in, shot off the glass, too strong. And a nice clear by Shaddy. Boy, missed opportunity. Linville, I'll tell you what, she's going to sleep all the night. She is running through the gas tank. Baseline drive, floater up, off the glass, good. No foul call inside. I think that's a good no call there on the drive. Good finish by Shaddy, the freshman scoring it again. And a step-in attempt there for the charge, but to no avail for Rural Special. There's the elbow jumper, and the free throw line's been good. Morgan with a bucket this time, matching Stevens, who has been good from that area. She's got 4 now in the game, and it's a 7-point lead again for Norfolk.
Yeah, you mentioned it already once, Justin. They're getting that 15-footer about any time they want it. They're just going to have to knock those shots down.
There's a nice cut inside. Ball knocked away, though, stolen by Perry. She's doing work on the defensive end now.
8 turnovers now for Norfolk.
Left wing, 3 up for Gabby Welch. Back of the iron, no good. Long rebound, though, to Stevens. Has it ripped away. Jump ball, yes. It'll stay on this end of the floor with the Lady Rebels. 21-14, 49.6 seconds left. Bobby Swafford, Justin Acree here courtside for this 1A Girls State Final. Perry takes the inbound, now flips it to Welch. Also reset. Linville being covered up by the 5'10 freshman Blanchard. She can't get it back. Nice job. Blanchard is making it very difficult. Linville crossing over, spinning, looking inside. There's a free throw attempt again, in and out. That time, good look by Stevens, just couldn't get it to go. Norfolk wants to run. Good heads-up play on the defensive end there by Morgan, knocked it out of bounds into the media table. And with 21 seconds left, Norfolk will get a chance to reset here, maybe hold for one.
Yeah, if you're for Norfolk, I think you got to settle it down. You've already got 8 turnovers in this first half. That could have been number 9. Settle this down and make sure you go into the half with at least a 7-point advantage.
Well, they will take their time, and they will get one last shot. They look to their coach, Will Stewart, for the call, and now they'll go with 6 seconds. There goes Blanchard, all the way in against 2 defenders, up no good. Cleared away by the Lady Rebels, and that will do it. Heck of a one-armed attempt there by Linville at the buzzer. It would not have counted. 21-14, Norfolk by 7 at the half. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it. At Big Red Stores, we're always proud to sponsor, support, and partner up with many events and activities throughout the community. Among them, high school championships throughout the state of Arkansas. At Big Red Stores, our team members are always ready to assist you to make your visit with us a pleasant one. And at Big Red Stores, we recognize that none of our support or ability to serve the community is possible without you. That's why at Big Red Stores, you're always the MVP of the Big Red team. Big Red Stores, now more convenient than ever.
Hello and welcome to the Arkansas PBS Sports Halftime Show. I'm Dorian Kraft, coming to you from the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame in North Little Rock. We'll get you back to the 1A girls final in just a bit, but first, let's start our halftime show with a look at the past. Back in the 1960s, before Title IX mandated gender equality in athletic programs, Arkansas made little room for girls' sports. It took the sacrifice, moxie, and pioneering efforts of players and coaches like Betty Wallace to create change and pave the way for Arkansas girls to compete on a level playing field. Here's their story.
Betty Wallace is a legend.
When I was little, I always wanted a basketball, but my mother never would let me have one because she was afraid I'd want to play when I grew up. Little did she know that I would end up teaching PE.
I attended Malvern High School, and I was a very shy, skinny little kid, and I was good at my hook shot. We didn't have a basketball team or sports because there was no Title IX money at that time. She would form basketball teams between the classes.
In Arkansas, the only thing for girls, as competitively, was basketball. The girls played in cut-off blue jeans, and for numbers, we used pennies that the PE classes used.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time. I was not an outstanding athlete, but Coach Wallace treated me just like she did any of the others. To her, it really didn't matter that I was not one of the starting players.
I wanted somebody who wanted to come to Henderson to get an education and to play volleyball or tennis. I wanted someone who had the initiative to come here.
We would go to other schools. We slept on the gym floor on mats because we didn't have the money for hotels. And then we'd play all day. And then maybe the next week they would come down to our school and we'd do the same thing. She and 3 other coaches brought those things together, and they created an organized sports association. And this was the precursor to women's athletics in the state of Arkansas.
We started working on writing a constitution and bylaws, sent it to every college in Arkansas, regardless of size, and that's how it all got started. We had an organization here in Arkansas before there was one nationally for women. The year that we were third in the region, they got in a huddle and hollered, "We are Betty's Reddies." And they said they knew they weren't in trouble when they heard my infectious laugh.
We have a group called Betty's Reddies. We all played some type of sport for her. We did everything we possibly could do that would help tell people about Betty, her legacy, and what she meant to the women in sports in Arkansas.
I was out mowing the yard. Woody Jolly came by, who is on the board of the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame. Well, the light came on, and I called and said, "I know what's going on."
We were very happy to celebrate her as one of the newest inductees in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame.
They're good kids. They were good kids. They're good ladies now. They had respect for me, and I had respect for them. So last April, I got installed in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame. And I was very pleased, and I know that my kids are the ones that got me there.
March is Women's History Month and the perfect time to celebrate Betty Wallace and her groundbreaking efforts. Okay, time to know one of the athletes that followed in Betty's footsteps. RJ, take it away.
Well, Ariel, it's great to have you on. I tell you what, I've heard a lot of good things about you. You're a junior point guard over at Clarendon. What's it been like this season for you? Are you having a lot of fun? What's the season been like for you?
It's really fun and interesting in all the teams we playing and stuff.
When you say all the teams you're playing, is it you're getting out of conference a little bit, playing some teams you're not used to playing so far?
Yes, sir.
What's that been like? You know, it's kind of been a weird year in the fact that you don't know if you're going to play one week, and then you may play a couple of games. What's it been like trying to get ready for a game?
It's like I be ready for it, and then one of them will get canceled, and then I'm like, man, what am I gonna do now? So then we ain't got no other choice but to go practice, or practice on my own, or practice with the team, and they're just trying to better ourselves.
If I've got to say, Ariel wants to go to this school, this is her dream school to play basketball, where would that be?
Mississippi State University.
Mississippi State, okay. Why?
I don't know. I just always watch them. I just like the burgundy and white. It's closer to red and white.
I got you. Well, you know, every kid wants to win a state championship. If you made it that far, what would that mean to you?
I mean, a lot. I always wanted a ring, and I know my team and my coach did too. So we trying to work for it, and we gonna get it. There's no doubt. We coming for it.
I love it. Now, I would assume you're playing like AAU basketball in the summer and stuff like that, correct?
Yes, sir.
What is that like? You know, you hear people talk about the AAU game versus the high school game. You're playing with a lot of the same people that you're seeing, you're competing against now. What's that like to get you ready for that high school game?
I mean, it's stepping out your comfort zone, because you're not necessarily playing with the same people. You're playing with like people from like different schools, and the people that you played against is like, now you're on team, so now you have to build a bond with them also. Gotcha. And once you build a bond, it makes it better.
Tell me about Coach Perry. What's Coach Perry like as a coach?
Man, he's magnificent. I don't know, like, it's so much you can say. He push you to the next level, and then once you get there, he wants you to go even higher. He don't want you to stop, and that's the great thing about it. So I like Coach Perry.
Well,
one of the best coaches I ever had.
Coach Perry is one of the best that's out there, and you know what? We're looking forward to seeing what you do in the rest of your career. You're a rising star here in the state of Arkansas, and we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Guys, back to you at the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame.
Thanks, RJ. Always great to hear from our Arkansas student athletes. To keep up with what's happening during all the championship games and for special content from Arkansas PBS, log on to our new Engage app You can download the app at the App Store or on Google Play. That is going to do it for our halftime show. Let's get you back to Hot Springs in the second half of the girls' 1A championship on your home for the high school state basketball finals. Arkansas PBS.
Welcome back to the Spa City. The 2021 Centennial Bank Basketball State Finals, 1A girls 21-14 at the half. Norfolk leading Rural Special in what was a game that started very slowly and picked up the pace. We had 11 total points scored in the first quarter, Bobby, and Rural Special outscored in the second quarter, but they scored 11 by themselves in the second period.
Yeah, the first quarter looked like a matchup of two teams that have already played each other 3 times, really going through that feeling out process, trying to find out, okay, what's going to work this time around in this fourth meeting. But you see the numbers on the screen, the shooting issues for Rural Special, only 21%. You got to feel pretty good about yourself if you're the Lady Rebels. You probably tell yourself, we can't play much worse, and we're within striking distance, down only 7.
Yeah, you mentioned the feeling out. I mean, I'm sure it's how my radio co-host feels. It's like, golly, I'm sick of your face. I mean, these two know each other so well. It's been wild to watch it play out. But, hey, give Norfolk credit. Again, they won the first meeting between these two earlier this season by 10, and it has been a tough time since then, including their last meeting. They got beat by 23. So what a nice job by Norfolk here. You know, again, trying to win 3 in a row are the Lady Rebels. It's been tough sledding, though, so far. Shooting in the first half, much better for Norfolk, and that's 2 of 5 from 3, 7 of 19 from the floor, 6 of 28 for Rural Special. Again, they got 9 more field goal attempts, and they made 1 fewer. So not a good sign for the Lady Rebels, but again, we've got a long way to go here. They were just 2 of 11 in the first half from 3, and they got out-rebounded 20-15.
Yeah, the one bright spot for Rural Special, though, they forced 8 turnovers, scored 7 points off of that, and they start the second half with forcing another turnover.
So it will go back to the Lady Rebels. See if the other end of the floor is a little kinder to them as we get going here in the second half. We have had a couple of nice runs by each team. And they'll try a 3. The Lady Rebels will, and they knock it down from the right wing. That's Gabby Welch from 3, the senior. She wants to go out the right way, and she's got her team back within striking distance, 21-17, her first bucket.
Yeah, needed to get something going quickly, and they do so. Wide open 3 from the wing, and Gabby Welch buried it.
Right wing, Mesa Beavers, shot up, no good. Rebound on the other side, Almond pulls it away. Out battles Bailey Perry for it. Now she'll back it out to the left wing. Cross court. Beavers, who hasn't scored yet, played really not a lot of minutes in the first half. Gave way to Keely Blanchard. Blanchard played the majority of the first half.
2 Lady Rebel defenders all over Hannah Bryant on the block. They're going to make sure 24 in red doesn't beat them.
Beavers, the senior, patient. Finds her teammate inside, back out. Beavers not looking for her own shot, gives it away. Shaddy driving, shot up and good. And a late charge call against Liza Shaddy. Ran right over a defender, but boy, that call came way late. The left-hand dribble into the paint, all the way in, and stepping over Bailey Perry, drawing the offensive charge.
She already had her.
That's a big swing.
Already had her head down and returning the other way, and that's when the whistle came out. Big swing there in the way of Rural Special.
On the other end, that free throw line, not quite as kind this time. Offensive stick back, though. Bailey Perry must have had, I don't know if she got an energy drink or a cup of coffee at halftime, but she's fired up here. She has 8, and her team's within 2.
It's a great start to the quarter for Rural Special. They needed to get something going their way, and you can tell that the Lady Rebels are going to sag off the majority of the shooters for Norfolk. They're just going to make sure they don't beat them inside.
And right back they go to the freshman. She misses the layup. Great find, and that wide open left-handed layup for Blanchard. Couldn't quite finish it off, though, and she could have stopped the run here. So Norfolk still looking to score here in the second half. It has been all Rural Special. 5-0 run to start the second half. We still have almost 6 minutes left in the third quarter. There's a 17-footer, too strong. Great position inside by Perry, and she throws it away into the backcourt. Linville with a steal.
She's trying to do too much. Nice job securing the rebound, but tried to force it out front into the transition, turned it over.
Excuse me, it was Shaddy on the miss. And Linville turns it over. There's the steal by Shaddy into the front court. Good job there, good anticipation. Almond drives the baseline, cut off against 2 defenders, picks up her dribble, finds Blanchard. Blanchard tried to go to Bryant, cross court. It's knocked away. Good defense by the Lady Rebels. They're everywhere. Linville leading the break. Into the paint. Scoops it up. Off the glass. It's good. And it's 21-all, 7-0 run in the third quarter. And the Rural Special faithful are fired up and on their feet.
That's a great start to the half, and most of those possessions started on the defensive end. Great interior defense. Blanchard was trying to get it over to Hannah Bryant, but that pass was deflected. Get out in transition, and a quick 7-0 run to start this third.
What concentration by Linville. Switched hands, drives in through two defenders, stepped right inside of Maines and scoops it up for the score to make it 21-all. That was big time.
What you've got to do, you've got to find ways to get to the bucket. And obviously, she has been slowed early. We talked about how important she was in the semifinals, but just 1 of 8 shooting today, but finally able to put the orange in the rim.
Our final game of the day, coming up a little bit later, we've got 1A boys final. Should be a lot of fun. Another very familiar foe matchup. Westside Greers Ferry Viola. A couple of teams who have played 4 times previously this year.
Out of that same league, too.
They're playing some good hoops up there.
They are. Apparently they know how to play basketball in North Central Arkansas.
There's a near steal. Good effort there on the deflection by the Lady Rebels. Gabby Welch with a hand on it. Norfolk retains the possession here with 4:56 remaining in a 21-all game. Lady Panthers looking for their first point of the second half. Alman, nice crossover. Gives it out. There goes the freshman inside, off the glass. This time in and out. Blanchard's had a tough go of it in there. Went for the offensive rebound, but they're going to call her for the foul. So that time, Blanchard can't finish it, and then she draws the foul. And for Keeley, that'll be her second personal.
The double whammy there for Blanchard. Looked like that one was going to fall in, but the iron unkind, and then picked up a cheap foul.
And there's her third on the touch foul on the handoff to Linville. And Blanchard looking around like, what is going on right now? And she's going to come out of the game. Shaddy will come back in for her. Also on the floor, Ava Maple for the first time today, 5'3" senior.
Been a pretty clean game as far as the fouls are concerned, but 2 quick ones there by Blanchard.
Hard crossover, Morgan. Now they swing it to the right side. Perry driving, shot block, foul called against Norfolk. A lot of ball there, but just enough contact, and they're going to say Shaddy got the collar on that one. And so with 4:22 remaining, free throws upcoming for Bailey Perry. Senior knocks down the first, splashes it through, and what a run. Her team's in front. Bobby, what a comeback.
It's a big start to the half. You're talking 8-0, make it 9-0 run to start this half. And we talked about it, Justin, how important just the first couple minutes were going to be because they shot so poorly in the first half, but they're within striking distance, and all not even halfway home in this third, and they've got a lead.
There's a drive shot up, foul called, another offensive foul. The official under the basket didn't whistle it. They got it out here from the wing, and it'll be an offensive foul against Maple, and that is the right call.
Yep, that's
Defender
a good call.
Outside the circle, that's the right call. And another missed opportunity. We've seen 2 baskets go through that didn't count.
It's a nice job by Stevens. The semicircle means nothing at the high school level, but she was clearly outside of it, got her feet set, and drew the charge. You see that stat there. Norfolk hasn't scored since the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 6 total minutes now.
That tells you what kind of job they did defensively in the first half, and they are having troubles now. And finding the range now, forget about it. Stevens from the baseline. She didn't hit that shot in the first half. She was more effective at the free throw line. That time, though, knocks it down and extends the lead to 25-21.
Yeah, if you're Norfolk, you got to find a way to stop the bleeding.
An 11-0 run. Rural Special is on here to start the second half. 3-point attempt up for Beavers, short. Bryant goes right over the back of Stevens. Stevens, nice job of position there. And Bryant whistled for the foul. Nothing going right for the Lady Panthers. And boy, their head coach looks a little frustrated. Will Stewart, hands on the hips. The universal sign for, I don't like the way this is going.
I think he's questioning what's going on there as we hit the under 4 timeout. The 6'4" Bryant really didn't go over the top, but the rebound looked like it came right to her, but they said she got her with the body.
Timeout on the floor, 25-21. Rural Special is roared back. You're listening or watching State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Cherokee Nation, our people, our culture, our history, our future. To learn more, go to visitcherokeenation.com and say hello to the Cherokee Nation.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
John's Honda, your hometown dealer for sales and service of Honda motorcycles, ATVs, Honda generators, and Honda lawnmowers. Family owned and operated since 1967, John's Honda offers factory-certified technicians and experienced sales staff.
Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville share the mission of Arkansas PBS to enrich and empower all Arkansans. Community, dignity, respect. That's what Me Banking is all about. More at mebanking.com.
So let's take another look at that over the back call, and that looks
pretty clean.
Yeah, pretty clean by Bryant, and I honestly thought Stevens didn't do a particularly good job of getting her backside into Bryant to draw the foul, and yet the call goes against Norfolk, and everything is going against them right now. A three-pointer by Gabby Welch out of the timeout. 28-21, a 14-0 run by Rural Special. I can't believe what I'm seeing here.
Norfolk's just got to get something going. Without you, Arkansas PBS Sports would not be possible. Consider becoming a member to support Arkansas high school sports today. Just go to myarkansaspbs.org.
And finally, something goes right. Brindley Morgan with a reach in there. And a foul against Rural Special. That is the second personal.
First team foul in the second half, though. So
step back three for Alman. That's good. And finally, in the second half, Norfolk is on the board. 28-24, and despite that huge run, they're only down 4. 7 points now.
It's exactly what you needed if you're Norfolk. Had been almost 10 minutes of game action before you scored, but a big three by Alman.
Yeah, that's a gutsy play by a sophomore, and her team needed it the most. Pick, shot off the glass, three-pointer good. I don't know if she called bank, but Bailey Perry, as she falls to the floor, kisses it off the glass for a three. You know what's going your way when that happens.
Yeah, if you're banking it in from the corner, you've done something right. Here at Bank OZK Arena, that was good.
13 for her. There's a missed three at the other end for Alman. Maybe a little bit of a quick shot and a deep three. Maybe not what they wanted.
All the momentum leaning away of the guys in the white.
There's a missed three by Linville on the other end. Cleared away by Maple. So bring it across the timeline. Left wing. Three on the way. No shy there. Kylie Maines drills it, the junior from the left wing. I'll tell you what, confident shooters in a tight game. And again, it's back to 4-9 now for Kylie Maines, the junior.
3 3-pointers for Maines and another big shot to keep Norfolk within striking distance.
Linville driving, kicking, pull-up jumper. I mean, the shots are going up fast and furious now. Missed by Morgan. Bryant with the clear.
Starting to see the pace of the game pick up. A lot of that has to do with the shooting percentages are going up from both these sides.
Left wing, Alman pulls it again. That's good. Alman knocks another down. Her team's within 1. 31-30 with a minute 18 to go. Looked like she never got her feet set, Bobby. No problem. She knocks it down as she kind of slides it in there and lets it circle around the cylinder and through.
What a swing of momentum. 9-3 run all of a sudden by Norfolk, and they're back within a point.
Oh, Linville wanted that step back three. Good close out there defensively by Beavers. There's a drive and a ball lost, and it'll be another turnover by the Lady Rebels. So now the Lady Panthers will inbound it underneath their own basket.
As ugly as the start of this third quarter was, this second half for Norfolk, they've got a chance to take the lead as we're in the final minute of this third period.
Or under the Rural Special basket, I should say. They'll bring it into the front court now. And they're sagging way off of Beavers. Obviously, she is not a threat to shoot. She's eyeing the defense, looking to distribute. This to the right wing, Maple.
Beavers 0-3.
Feet inside. Beavers has it, now kicks it out. Maines, pull-up jumper, the mid-range, no good. But good job by Beavers with the rebound. Slips around a defender, feeds Bryant. Bryant shot up, no good. And that was one where she was, again, kind of caught between going off the glass and trying to float it in. And gets the miss inside. 31-30, Rural Special by 1. Under 18 seconds to go. See if the Lady Rebels, it looks like they will hold for 1.
Hard to believe that was the first shot attempt by Bryant today.
Linville gets a high screen. Left wing kick. 3 by Morgan. Too strong. Long rebound. Bryant with a good box out, but doesn't close it out. Luckily, her teammate, Beavers, races over there and secures it. A 1-point game. It was a 7-point deficit by Rural Special at the half, and they lead by 1 after 3. Take a timeout. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
More than ever, community is important. Local schools, businesses, and charities are in need of support. Each one of us can make a difference. When you volunteer, give, shop locally, or simply participate, you help support and grow your community. It makes us all stronger when we all are involved. I'm Susie Everett, Everett Buick GMC. We're proud to be a part of this wonderful community and want to encourage each of you to be involved in yours.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
31-30, a wild affair in the third quarter. There's an Almond 3. It's a huge start to the quarter by Rural Special, but Norfolk roaring back to get within 1 at the end of 3, and they will start this fourth and final quarter of this 1A state championship game with the ball.
Flurry there to close the quarter for Norfolk. 9-3 spurt. Got them back with the points. If you want a copy of this state championship game or any other, just go to MNMProductions.net to place your order.
3-point shooting in the game. Norfolk 5 of 11. They're going to go inside this time. It's Blanchard with the bucket off the glass there. Her team back in front now, 32-31, and the freshman continuing to rise to the occasion, playing with 3 fouls. And there's a turnover on the other end by the Rebels.
Yeah, Blanchard had kind of a shaky third quarter, picked up a lot of, maybe ticky-tack fouls, but able to finish in the paint, gave her team a lead.
She has 7 now, third high on the team behind Alman, who has 10, and Maines with 9. 5 of 16 from long range for Rural Special. There goes the freshman again, driving, shooting, fouled on the way in. And it was more of Bailey Perry leaning on her than anything else. And Blanchard will earn a trip to the free throw line.
They're not shaken by that rough third quarter. Nice start to the fourth for Blanchard. Had a chance to collect her composure on the sideline. Came out in this final stanza and scores the first 3 points as she knocked down that free throw.
Lead extended to 33-31. 8 now for Blanchard. She'll settle and shoot. Knocks it down. 2 perfect free throws. Wipes the sneakers off and settles in to go on defense with her 3 fouls. Near turnover midcourt, and it is a steal. And then the ball kicked out of bounds by Rural Special out of the hands of Blanchard, but it will stay with the Lady Panthers.
I like the change of pace there by the Norfolk defense. Turn up some pressure, make Rural Special make a play, and she threw right into double coverage, resulted in the turnover.
Alman, catch and shoot off the inbound. That 3 is good, and that is big-time guts.
That is an NBA range type 3. She's got 13, and now the lead all the way back up to 6.
That is her 3rd three-pointer made. Short corner jumper, no answer on the other end for Stevens. Cleared and then stolen away and then lost. Bailey Perry ripped it, lost it, walked with it, and with 6:49 to go, Norfolk up 6 will have the ball. A little pressure in the backcourt by Rural Special now.
6 3-pointers for Norfolk. They started this contest really struggling from that 3 line, but have turned it up late here in this second half.
Blanchard to the right wing, hands it off. Shaddy inside to Bryant. Feeds her teammate. Shot off the glass, no good. Another missed layup, but Bryant right there got her shot blocked. That was very clean by Perry. They're going to call jump ball. That's a good call by the official there. That was not a foul for sure. Thought it might have been a play on. But man, tough luck for Keely Blanchard. 3 times now she's had a chance to finish at the rim and couldn't get it to go. Her team, though, clinging to a 6-point lead, and they're providing a little more pressure here in the backcourt. Across the timeline. Perry to Linville. Good ball movement here by the Lady Rebels. Linville will have it. Kick out, 3-pointer on the way for Welch. High arcing 3. Long rebound stolen away by Perry. Good job to give her team an extra possession. Free throw line, jumper up, in and out.
That's 2 good looks, though, from Rural Special. The shots just aren't falling. You're Norfolk. You got to be able to close that on the shooters.
Alman all the way in, throws up a wild shot, cleared away by Perry. And now Linville crosses over to the middle of the floor. Kick to the wing. 3 up, 3 no good. Bryant had it, lost it, jump ball again, and this time it'll go back to Norfolk. Boy, Bryant is having a hard time securing it with all these pesky defenders from the Lady Rebels running around her.
Yeah, that's the one disadvantage she has. She brings the basketball down to her waist. That's perfect level for a defender. They've been able to get the hands on.
Boy, a lot of contact in the backcourt. Morgan defending closely against Alman. Alman racing into the front court. Has it knocked away from behind. It'll stay with Norfolk. Lady Panthers with 5:35 to go, leading by 6. Inbound from the baseline under their own basket. It'll be Alman triggering. They've had a few good looks out of the timeout. Remember, Alman caught the ball and shot it for 3 moments ago. Bryant missed. Offensive rebound, no good on the stick back, and then there's a trip by Bryant. Just goes over to offer a hand, but Bailey Perry says, no thanks, I'll help myself up.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Blanchard with her 4th personal foul, as Rural Special is going to call a timeout. Going back to that 3rd quarter, though, Justin.
Oh, wow.
This is a big run.
That's a big play right there to have that foul on her. So she has 9 points, her 4th personal. 5:28 to go. 37-31.
13-0 run.
Check the numbers here now. Blanchard 5 of 6 at the free throw line, just 2 of 10 from the floor, and that foul, she just picked up a big one. Leading scorer Alman for Norfolk, and 13 for Perry for Rural Special. Only 5 Lady Rebels have scored here today.
One thing that's going to be really interesting, too, is Rural Special has only shot 2 free throws, but they're going to be in the bonus for the final 5.5 minutes. So any infraction on Norfolk is going to send the Lady Rebels to the foul line.
I'm not a genius, Bobby.
You don't
may
say.
Find that hard to believe. But there's only one good reason why only 5 players have scored for Rural Special. It's because
only 5 have played.
Only 5 have played. That's exactly right, my friend.
You know, I mentioned that they've only have 8 on the roster, and like depth may be an issue. That's not. They've played every minute so far, and they're going to need a gutsy 5:28 to close. You can experience all the action all over again next week on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/ArkansasPBS.
37-31, Rural Special down, but not out. 6-point deficit, 5:24 to go. Plenty of time. Morgan playing on the ball here. Linville coming off the ball this time. Gets the handoff. Jump shot up. Just a bit too strong. Good look, though. Maple clears for Norfolk, then has it stripped away. Goes to the floor, gets it back to Alman. Alman. Did she walk with it? No, we got a timeout. And Norfolk will visit about it. Will Stewart wants to talk about it.
Yeah, Coach Stewart saw that his team was in trouble in the backcourt, didn't like how things were transpiring there, and so he burns a full timeout. Both teams have a few left. 2 for Norfolk, 3 for Rural Special.
Lady Rebels 9 turnovers today, 15 for Norfolk. How about a 6-point, 10-rebound performance by Shaddy? And boy, Linville coming off that big game. 16 of her 25 in the final quarter in the win over Viola, having a tough day shooting it. 1 of 10, 0 of 4 from 3, a nightmarish day. We saw Jersey Wolfenbarger earlier today, another kind of day like that. Now, fortunately for her team won.
That's right.
So I'm sure if you asked Abby Linville, would you mind having a bad day shooting if your team wins? I'm sure she would say, sure, no problem.
I think they're going to need her in this final 5 minutes, though. They're going to need to get something going. They're really struggling from the field today. 27% overall, 26 from the three-point line. Maybe get something trying to go to the basket. You're in the bonus now. Try to get that foul total up for Norfolk and get some cheap points.
No foul trouble of note for Rural Special. They have 4 players with 2 apiece. So obviously when you play 5 the majority of the time, you're pretty good at spreading out the fouls.
Yeah, you got to learn to not foul, and they certainly do that with only 5 on the roster.
Well, they almost picked up one right there. It was a reach over the back of Alman, but got away with it. It was an aggressive play by Perry, and they have stepped up their defense here out of the timeout. Under 5 to go. Norfolk trying to add to this 6-point lead. Right wing, it's Baines.
Now with no shot clock, Norfolk has the luxury of being able to work for the best shot possible.
What a recovery by Perry with the block. It was a wide open shot by Maple, knocked it away, and Rural Special comes away with it. That's a big time defensive play in a critical moment. Baseline drive, Morgan gave it away to Bailey Perry. She'll shoot it, no good. Rebound inside, Stevens. Another possession, catch, three, up and down. Big three for Morgan. Brindley Morgan has her team within three, 37-34. Still 4:15 to go. It's got to feel like an eternity for Will Stewart and the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, it's a big three for Morgan. She was able to catch that, step right into it as they get hit with the blocking foul. But Morgan put a little life back into the Rural Special fans.
Nice job that time by Alman, going in under control enough. And it looks like Brindley Morgan may be a little bit hurt after that play. May have smacked her arm on the floor. Watch as she knocks down the three on one end, then comes back and gets dinged up on the defensive end.
Able to step into that three. Just catch and shoot, got the feet set. That's fundamentals 101.
Alman, a little too strong there. The sophomore, very confident shooter. Couldn't get that free throw to go. Still a one-possession game. Still 4 minutes remaining.
Not a ton of free throws in this contest, but they're going to be crucial in the final 4 minutes.
There you go. That one's good. And another point for Alman, who's now run her total to 14. The game high. One more than Perry for Rural Special. Got around a little weave out top. Nearly threw it away. Good job by Morgan. Perry driving to the right side. Good crossover. Goes baseline. Shot up. Challenged by Bryant. Got it back. Second attempt is good. Has her team back within two. 38-36 with 3:40 remaining.
Yeah, nice job by Perry to go right at Bryant's. Blocked the first attempt and stuck with it. Now she's got a game high 15.
Norfolk patient on this possession. Alman, high screen by Bryant. Driving, delaying, going, and fires up an air ball. Yeah. Oh, Linville, blood in the water. Kicks it to the front court. Three from the left wing. That's good. And back in front goes Rural Special, 39-38. 3:10 left. Timeout on the floor. You are watching the Centennial Bank 1A State Girls Basketball Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Do it for your roommates. Do it for your teachers. Do it for your crush. When it comes to wearing a mask, staying 6 feet apart, and avoiding large gatherings, do it for everyone in your life. Together, we can keep COVID-19 out of school.
Learn more about the issues that impact our state with our long-running public affairs program, Arkansas Week. Friday nights at 7:30, Sunday mornings at 10, right here on Arkansas PBS.
The Lady Rebels of Rural Special, 14 first half points, 25 they roared back with in the second half to take a 1-point lead. Norfolk with the ball, though, and a chance to go back in front. Their freshman, Kelly Blanchard, off the bench, playing with 4 fouls. Has it on the right wing, gives it up. Shaddy surveys. Gives it to Alman. Back to Blanchard. She'll drive in. Tough shot up off the glass. Fights for her own rebound, but it's knocked away into the hands of Gabby Welch. Missed opportunity there for Norfolk.
A little bit of contact there, but no call. They've let them play for most part in the paint today. Why change it now?
Now Linville working against Kylie Maines. Puts her on a string.
Special just playing a little keep away.
Patient possession here. Up one, trying to eat some of this clock. Now the question is, do they end up with a good shot out of this? A lot of times teams will run clock like this and then not end up with much of a possession. And we're going to have a timeout. Head coach Luke Cornett wants to talk it over.
He's not happy with the ball movement there. Got a lazy pass to the sideline and almost went out of bounds. He's got to burn a timeout. They're going to have one left.
He took this job in May. team number 6 in the preseason, trying to knock off a team that was number 5 in the preseason under the direction of Will Stewart. What a first year it has been and would be if Lou Cornett and the Lady Rebels can close this out. They lead by 1 with 2:11 remaining. Shooting percentages today. Norfolk, 31.6% from the floor, 50% from 3, 6 of 12, and solid job at the line today, 72.7%, 8 of 11. Rural Special, 30.6%, 7 of 21, that's 33%. And they are perfect at the line, but only a couple of attempts.
Norfolk started to turn the basketball over a little bit more in the second half, too. Now 15 turnovers, and that's what's helped Rural Special rally to take a 1-point lead.
Linville avoids the trap. Bailey Perry almost lost it, got it to Morgan. Morgan harassed at midcourt. Norfolk extending the defense. Had some success with that in the first half. Tough pass cross court to Linville. Luke Cornett doesn't look like he's through with the way they're moving the ball around, but so far so good. Under 2 minutes to go now.
Norfolk made the change. They got Bryant out of the lineup.
They may have to give a foul here. There's a near steal at midcourt. Scramble for it. And they're going to call a jump ball. That was an awfully quick whistle. The ball will stay with Rural Special. And I didn't see possession being simultaneous there, but it's up to the official. And they will retain the possession. 1.5 minutes. Norfolk down 1. You don't want to see Keely Blanchard foul. She'd be out of the game. Baseline. Stevens. Back to Linville.
Rural Special just going to make Norfolk come out and guard them.
They're going to need to foul here. There's a reach in finally given by Kylie Allman. And with 1:21 remaining, we're going to have free throws.
Linville going to go to the line. Just like you mentioned just a moment ago, only 2 attempted free throws for the Lady Rebels.
A lot of pressure on that young woman. 5'4" senior Abby Linville. This is why you play the game, though, right? These clutch situations. Could she come up big? She can.
That's why you shoot all those free throws after practice for moments like this.
Lead extended to 2. In and out. That's a big miss. Rebound cleared by Shaddy. Racing into the front court. Alman thought about it. Now she'll back it out. Left wing. Blanchard looking inside. Bryant covered up. Blanchard inside out. Alman high arcing 3. Airballed it. Rebound by Stevens. Linville got bumped, and that's it. Keely Blanchard has just fouled out of the state championship game. The freshman, her day ends with 9 points, 2 rebounds, 3 turnovers. 1 minute to play in a 40-38 game. And free throws at the other end upcoming for Linville, who just went 1 for 2. Linville makes the first. This will make it a 2-possession game. This free throw huge, and it is good.
Touched every part of the rim there. They finally got the shooter's roll.
Alman's had the answer most of the day. Dribbling up top. Crosses over a defender. Goes to the baseline. Good pass across to Bryant. She can't handle it. Tipped out of bounds by Linville, though. Boy, big break right there for the Lady Panthers to retain the possession.
11-0 run the last 3 minutes or so, including the last 8 points for Rural Special. Norfolk's got to get something going.
Inbound, Bryant catch and bucket, her first of the day, and boy, does it come at a critical moment. Her team back within 2. Great inbound play. They run a little stack inside. Bryant, the catch and shoot, bounces around and falls through.
And when they needed her most, Hannah Bryant gets the friendly roll to go in. Quick timeout, stops the clock. Now you got a chance to play a little defense, go for the steal, maybe the 10-second violation, but if they get to the front court, going to have to give up the foul.
Well, we are 3 for 3 in state championship games here in Hot Springs today. Close one that went to double overtime in the 6A girls. Competitive athletic showcase in the 6A boys final, won by North Little Rock and Johnny Rice. And now this one, a 2-point game with 44 seconds. I mean, what more do you want?
Nothing. A little more of it. Another great one tonight. Maybe 8 more over the next couple of days. I mean, we set the bar pretty high for ourselves with Northside and Fayetteville to start things off today, and it hasn't disappointed. It hasn't gotten worse. You got these two rivals from north central part of the states duking it out. 4th time this year, but this one's the only one that matters. There's that plaque with the gold lettering on it's on the line.
Rural Special by 2. And with the ball after the Bryant make, amazingly, her first make of the game. She is 1 of 4 on the day. Backcourt. Defense. Linville breaks it. 3-on-1. Does she take it in? Nope. Wisely, the senior pulls it back out. They're going to have to foul. Morgan. And there's a foul away from the ball, and it's intentional. Oh, no, that's a huge mistake right there by the sophomore. Kylie Allman, who's had such a great game, runs through and over Morgan, and that intentional foul will get free throws, and they will retain the possession. Oh, she did. She wrapped her up. Now, she sold it and pulled the defender to the ground there. My goodness, Morgan with a great job selling it as she was sort of wrapped up. Not a smart play, though, by Allman. Go foul the person with the ball and send her to the line. Now, maybe you want to send somebody besides Linville, but instead, the critical error is Morgan makes the first free throw, and it's still a one-possession game. That's her 8th point. Now she has 9, so you fouled the wrong person anyway.
You did, and you could tell that, but Morgan definitely sold that, started to fall backwards, pulled the defender with her. You know, it was going to be an intentional foul. She didn't have the basketball either way, but a really nice job selling it and getting the call.
Into the backcourt, Linville crossing over across the timeline. 2-possession game, mind you, under 30 seconds to play. Linville, pressured, gives it away. Morgan has it, who just scored those 2, and that time a much less aggressive foul by Kylie Allman will send Morgan back to the free throw line. 21 seconds to go. Norfolk running out of options here. They'll have to come down and score quickly, and they may have to shoot a 3.
Yeah, they do have 1 timeout left, so they can stop it after a made bucket.
Depends what Morgan does here. She makes the first, lead extended to 5. Bobby, I got to think if it's a 2-possession game and you're down 6, you're going to have to shoot a 3.
Yeah,
I just don't know if there's enough time.
You've got to let one fly. You can't trade 2s for 2 free throws.
Oh, Morgan clutch. 4 big free throws down the stretch. Allman into the front court. Gives it away. Perry driving. Has her shot blocked. Not sure what she was trying to do there. Linville up the right sideline. Looking at the clock. Under 7 seconds to go. Linville trying to dribble it out. And a reach-in foul will go against Shaddy. And it is over. Rural Special by 6, 3.9 to go. Linville, regardless of the outcome at the free throw line, there is no way possible for Norfolk to close it out. Linville splashes it through anyway. What a gutsy second half by Rural Special.
Yeah, really impressive run to close this contest out too for Rural Special.
Both of them good. She has 6. 48-40, that will do it. 3 at the buzzer, no good. Rural Special, in the first year under the direction of Luke Cornett, has claimed the 1A state championship.
It's all about making the big plays and the big moments. A 14-2 run to close out this contest. Just 1 of 9 shooting to close things out for Norfolk. Really impressive finish over the last 3:41, and Norfolk has taken a title home to North Central Arkansas.
Rural Special has, yes.
Correct.
Yeah, these conference rivals have gone at it over and over again this year, and Rural Special gets the last lap, and it looked like Norfolk was going to have their number today. They controlled it throughout the first half. But you think about it, 14 points in the first half, Bobby, and they score 34 after the halftime break.
Yeah, it was 38-34. Norfolk had a lead there in that fourth quarter. They just started making play after play. Rural Special got that first shot to go. Norfolk started turning the basketball over, led to some easy fast break opportunities, and a big finish for Rural Special.
Well, Perry, I imagine, will be named MVP. 15 points and 12 rebounds, a double-double for Bailey Perry, the 5'7" senior. We'll find out officially here in a moment. Big-time performance. Tough shooting day for Linville, but did a nice job running the point. Came up with some big free throws late, 5 out of 6. She was 1 of 10 from the floor, but no matter. She also had 6 assists dished out. Norfolk managing some smiles there, Bobby, and that's always got to be tough in a runner-up situation.
You fight so hard as the Lady Rebels receive their hardware. You battle so close. You've got 3.5 minutes, and you've got a lead, only to watch it slip away.
We'll have a quick visit with Luke Cornett. our winning coach here today in a bit. Take a quick break. We'll come back and do that after this. 48-40 the final. Rural Special, your champions. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Arkansas PBS, the value we provide our business sponsors is a powerful blend of community engagement, corporate philanthropy, and cause marketing. The PBS audience is loyal and selective, and our viewers choose businesses that support the station they love. A thriving public media station is an essential part of any healthy community, and sponsorship is a solid investment for you and your business. Join us in sponsorship and signal your values on Arkansas PBS.
And there is your MVP. It's Abby Linville, the 5'4 senior, who had an off day shooting it today, but an overall great performance in the state tournament. We mentioned she had 16 of her 25 in the final quarter, setting up this opportunity for her team to come here and get a state championship today. And in moments, we will visit with our MVP. I believe we're certainly going to get head coach Luke Cornett. And here we go. We'll get Abby, our MVP, over here. Abby, congratulations. Obviously, for you, I mean, tough sledding. I mean, you guys had to come all the way back. What are you thinking at halftime? I know you know this team so well that you're playing today.
Oh, I'm so proud of my team and my coaches. I mean, we have been down so many times this year, and we have just battled back. Coach always says to grind it out, and that's what we do every game. Every single game is we grind it out.
You had a tough day shooting it today, but you did so many other things well. You hit the clutch free throw, 6 assists today. How'd you overcome, I guess, some of the shooting challenges?
I just trust my teammates so much. I know that if I'm down, they're there to back me up, and they're great at that. They know what needs to happen, and they knocked down some tough shots today, and I'm so proud of them.
You guys are down 38-34 mid-fourth quarter. You close the game on a 14-2 run. What did you do defensively over those last few minutes to pull off that win?
We were just trying to defend the three well. We went over a lot of different things for this team. I'm taking it. And we really were just trying to contain the best that we can. We weren't trying to pressure out and get steals. We were just trying to contain at that point and help the drives. So that's really what our game plan was for that point. Yeah.
Abby, first-year head coach Luke Cornett, when he came in, I mean, what were some things you guys talked about between then to get to this point?
We were just talking about trusting one another. We had a lot to build from. I mean, we've overcame so many obstacles, and he knew that. So we just started building and trusting each other, and we've came a long way. So,
right. Congratulations.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. That's Abby Linville, our MVP. We're going to have to close it out here. Again, 48-40 your final. Rural Special, your 1A state champion. We've got another good one coming up here, 1A boys state championship. Westside Greer Ferry, Viola, a couple teams that have played each other a number of times so far this year as well. Looking forward to bringing that to you in just a bit. You have been watching the Centennial Bank State Basketball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports. For Bobby Swafford, I'm Justin Aker. We'll join you again back here at Bank OZK Arena in just a bit.